Hey guys, now it's Friday and traditionally we are making our review on DeFi market, on DeFi news, and of course the major principles of DeFi, some of the theoretical basis that we need to know so that we could understand the cryptocurrency new and trendy sub-industry, so to say. Well, first let's go to the news. I will highlight the most basic and the most important news that I have found out this week, and I want to share with you. I had a lot of IOSTA project, so this is the currency as well, and you see it's being quite on coin market cap. It's being quite hyped recently this year. So, but this is caused not only by the whole market trend, but by the project itself. And I hear more and more in my news feed, and this project is getting more and more attention. So, what it is an ultra-fast decentralized blockchain network based on the next generation consensus algorithm, which is called proof of believability, so POB. So this is the point where people believe that the facts and or something is actual, and it functions like based on nodes, like many other projects, but it's one of the most interesting and well developing Ethereum competitor. Among others, we know that Binance Smart Chain is one of the most successful Ethereum blockchain competitor, but this project needs attention as well, because the technology is quite interesting. I will drop you the link to the article where you can read it on Medium. So iGas and IRAM, we can understand what those terms mean, because iGas and IRAM are the parts of that system. So the iGas is naturally the fee, and IRAM is naturally the resource, like memory on your computer. So they have their own decentralized application, which is very interesting to look at, and the project looks very promising. So this is not their recommendation, this is just for your information. So the next news, we can't go without Ethereum anymore. So Dmitry Buterin is the father of Vitalik Buterin, and the founder, and he plays one of the most important roles as a co-founder of Ethereum. So he says that they're now practicing the merging of the current proof of work based chain into proof of stake, which was just launched in December last year. And they are merging those chains, that means that we are closer to Ethereum 2.0 protocol, which promises us lots of speed and improvements in speed, and of course lower fees for users. So it saves electricity, which is very important for it's more ecological, and now it reduces, what's more important financial wise, is that it reduces the minting of new Ethereum, issuance of new Ethereum. So that is cutting off inflation, and if the inflation is cut, the price will go up. So it's deflation model, like all cryptocurrencies in fact are, and they are on the way to a more deflation rather than inflation. So this means, if we translate this this into human language, it means that the price should go up. And as I told you last time, every week I'm telling you, and I refer to the video that Sergey has done regarding Ethereum price, that it is underestimated currently, and it should be around $5,000, judging by the turnover and locked value in Ethereum. So it's growing more and more popular, and of course it is underestimated. The next one, the general article about DeFi concerns, and we're going to talk about it in the next video about relating to concerns. Of course, there is nothing in this world without concerns and the other side of moon, so as they say. And if we talk about DeFi, of course, we are very thrilled and delighted about its transparency and about its interoperability, that it's operable between different protocols. It's like a Lego puzzle that you can put together and play with. So this is all very very good. But the professor in Switzerland, in Basel, says that that there are many risks. Of course, we need to know more about risks, and the risks are multiple. The first one is vulnerability. So it means that it can be vulnerable to attacks, to injections, and this is one of the main risks that we need to note, and to pay attention to the audit that every protocol is going under and must go under, of course. So this is one of the most important risks, and I think he points out to some other risks that we are not that attentive to. For example, dependencies of highly concentrated governance tokens. So like it's about something like attack 51% that prevents people from making fair decisions by voting with governance tokens. So that's one of the concerns that he shares. And another concern, that the major concern that he shares in that article, is composability in the absence of actual transparency. So composability, it means that all the assets can be composable through different protocols. So in simple language, this is a sort of the composition layer above layer. So protocol on protocol, and if we see lots of like in yield farming, we see a chain of protocols connected with one liquidity assets. So this chain is vulnerable, and this chain may be inflated with lots of future deposits that are not really actual value. So that's what he's talking about. And we need to be more analytical when we speak about DeFi. And of course, we need to take those concerns into account. I will drop you the link in the educational channel on Telegram, and you will read it. The next one, the history. So what's the future of DeFi based on history? The first option, the first scenario, is the Bitcoin blueprint, Bitcoin scenario. We know how Bitcoin was developing, and until 2014 and 15, it was really underestimated, and was a sort of a local chain, local currency, cryptocurrency for community of enthusiasts, community of cryptographers, crypto enthusiasts. And this was highly underestimated. So when in 2017 Bitcoin took its first peak, it became or ICO craze, as we all know, it became more popular, and DeFi is practically in the same position. If you remember my last video a week ago, I was showing you on Google Trends how many people are Googling cryptocurrency and how many do Google DeFi. So the difference is really big between those two keywords, and that tells us that DeFi is still like Bitcoin before 2014. So for us as an investors, as an DeFi enthusiasts, it gives us lots of opportunities and promises us lots of interesting things in future. Then the second trend that the author of that article points out, that centralized institutions are moving into DeFi market, and one of the biggest examples and one of the most successful examples, as I told you earlier, is Binance Smart Chain, which is rapidly growing and is progressing a lot. Because for the main reason of high gas fees in Ethereum network. But let's see what's happening in future. This is another trend. Then, what is bright future ahead? Bright future ahead is reflected in NFT, non-fungible tokens sub-industry or market, which has been created quite recently and growing tremendously fast. And this NFT market can merge with other markets like retail markets, trade finance market, and of course cryptocurrency market. And this is not only something like piece of art, or so if you know what NFTs are, you watched our video maybe on our channel regarding related to NFTs. So this is not only the piece of art, but this is a new form of ownership, which is quite interesting in future, because currently ownership is fixed in some registers or states institutions. When we have the register proving your ownership of land, house, car, whatever we have in our real world. But NFT is the phenomenon that shows us the new kind and new type of ownership, of proof of ownership. So this is something new, which we even can't figure out in our minds now. But to be honest, if all people agree what is owned by who, and if all people trust to one institution or protocol, so that is the ownership itself. So now the states and the governments perform that function of registering who owns what. So if you own an apartment, car, land, house, whatever. So, but cryptocurrency gives us new type of ownership. Please remember that. So I don't want you to understand that completely now, but please remember that now in the year 2021, and maybe you can remember that in future, how this idea grew up. So the next news I'm going to show you is Chainlink. You know, Chainlink is one of the top cryptocurrency project, but they are building an off-chain Oracle network. So the current Oracle network is in blockchain network, and now they're building a new type, so Chainlink 2.0 version, which is off-chain. So this is a multi-chain Oracle service, or you know what oracles do. Oracles provide the information to smart contracts. For example, in case of emergency or any fact that is programmed in smart contract, but smart contracts are not that smart to know what's happening in the real world, what the weather is, or what the event is in the real world. And oracles are the points on information providers for smart contracts and blockchain. Of course, it's a weak point of DeFi and smart contracts because they can be manipulated by oracles. And Chainlink understands this problem because they can't lose trust to their oracles in case of they are compromised or giving false data. And of course, they are building off-chain, something that is independent. So oracles, in short, we need to confirm the fact is true by different parties. For example, to give you a better example, so if you don't understand what oracles are, imagine decentralized protocol for insurance. For example, a farmer is buying insurance in case of fire, forest fire, or flood, and these smart contracts need to know when really emergency cases happen, like fire or flood, and if they need to pay that farmer his insurance and compensation, and they need to get that information not from people who can manipulate, who can be corrupted, or have another motivation, but from something independent. And oracles are those independent information providers. So in case of emergency, the smart contract pays insurance fee compensation to the farmer. So that's how it works, and I'm giving you just a simple example so that you could understand what it is. So oracles are important, and that means that Chainlink has a project as a cryptocurrency, so they have their cryptocurrency link. You can follow it on CoinMarketCap and elsewhere. So are promising and are developing. The next one, privacy. Privacy is something that is getting more and more value, and the society is giving the request for technology-wise. And privacy is not always in cryptocurrency. Not all cryptocurrencies are private. I would say almost all cryptocurrency are not private, and they are public. Your addresses, so your transactions are public, but privacy is getting more and more questioned and requested by the society. That means that such cryptocurrencies as Beam, Private or Monero, and many others that are this is another topic to talk about, separate topic to talk about. And privacy is becoming more and more popular. So if we talk about private cryptocurrencies, so I can give you the link to that article. You will see how it works. For example, Beam is one of them. Private cryptocurrencies, they're going to have fork. And what's important for me, DeFi-wise, is that they have smart contracts as well. So they're implementing after the hardware, after the fork, they're implementing smart contracts. So that's very interesting. They have separate dApp store in Beam wallet, so they will provide an easy route for putting their cryptocurrencies to work through decentralized applications. So that will be very interesting, and you need to pay attention to it, because DeFi protocols are going to be everywhere in all kinds of cryptocurrencies. So that's all about news.